Hello and welcome to Reddit on Reddit, the internet's auditory version of Reddit. I'm Nelson Allingham, joined by Michael Campbell.
Nelson, what's the meaning of life?
It is 42, as they say.
Yes, good reference to the Douglas Adams book series.
No,
but you've independently worked it out.
I've worked it out. I don't know why you would think.
So this is my theory, Nelson.
Yeah.
Normally I say, "What's up, Nelson?" But what is that? That's small talk.
What?
That's something that we hate.
Small talk.
So I thought I would try big talk right at the beginning.
Yeah, it's good. I
think massive success. We've worked out the meaning of life.
It would have been better if I was not so certain about the meaning of life.
Yeah, that's true. We could have more of a discussion.
Could have had a bit, but it's definitely 42.
But as far as the big questions, you don't expect just to be answered. So that was kind of a nice surprise.
yeah, that's right. It's just hey, spring them on me. I might have the answer. I might have the answer to the big questions.
And not just me, listeners of the show. Feel free to spring a big question on Nelson whenever you see him.
Yeah,
he might know.
Yeah, world peace. I've got that one solved. But we'll save that till another time. So Cambit.
Yes.
This week I volunteered at the gaming convention PAX.
Yes.
And just finished yesterday.
In fact, you're wearing the PAX t-shirt as we speak.
Yes. I haven't taken this off for a while. I went to sleep in this and I wake up because I'm so ingrained now into the PAX community.
Right.
It's like a second skin.
Interesting. Okay.
No, I'm just really lazy. I've done nothing all day.
Have you showered between and then put it back on?
No, not even. I smell just a little bit more than I should. But let me tell you.
Yes.
Camber, that this I feel like I've had insight into what Nazi propaganda might have been like.
Okay.
No, you what? Probably not Nazi propaganda. Just propaganda
of some kind of fascist
of
leadership.
Of some sort of, because from like day one, everybody is just really intense.
Yeah.
And really, like, you're
talking about the volunteer staff?
Yeah, the volunteer staff. Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. They're really, they're
passionate?
Very passionate. They feel as though they're like a family, you know? They get together and they're all super happy and just chirpy, and it's annoying, actually, if anything. And so, but the whole time, everyone's just like being congratulated as how awesome they are.
Okay.
As before the event, during the event, after the event.
Sounds a bit like a cult.
Like, well, that's what I think.
Okay.
You know, because, and don't get me wrong, like, this is, if there's a cult to follow, this is probably the one.
Yeah, because it's video games.
Because of video games, right? As far as I know, there's no like ritual sacrifices or anything like this. But you know, like I ended up being in one of the crews that was filling up a theater, an auditorium.
Sure.
So it helped with all my cinema experience.
That's true. You trained for years and years.
Exactly.
To be given a job that you could do while you were pretty much asleep.
For this, yeah, that's right. And you know, we load in a session full of people and then load them out. And then we have like a bit of discussion. They're like, all right, give yourselves a round of applause. That was really flawless.
Yeah.
I kept thinking every time, I was like, what could possibly go wrong? That at the end we have to talk about, like, oh my God, that was a nightmare. Like people were standing in aisles.
Have there been occasions where they packed everyone in and then looked and everyone was facing away from the stage?
Yeah,
and he's like, we've done this all wrong.
Oh God, it's so... Yeah, it's pretty, I don't know. It's not a bad thing. It was fun. It was fun to do, but there was just that element of it that I felt uncomfortable with, the like constant praise of like, wow, you've done such a great job for something so minor. And, you know, and they're like, I heard that Sunday was the worst, so they're preparing us for Sunday.
Sure.
You know, in the days leading up.
Yeah.
Like,
it is the
that
Sabbath.
one. They're like, oh, that one was pretty busy, but it won't be as busy as the Sunday.
Sure.
And then the Sunday happened, and yeah, we filled it up, and it was fine. Like, it was just, I don't know. I don't obviously ever want to voice my opinion.
No.
That's why I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like I could do this to anybody's face of the volunteer enforcer community. But otherwise, great experience. I recommend it to everybody.
So going or volunteering?
Both.
Okay.
Yep.
Can you successfully do both?
Not entirely. I think personally, PAX it's a 3-day event, but I reckon you can do everything you want to do in 2 days, aside from like panels.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense.
I only see it at the time that they're on, but yeah, I think you can do it in 2 days if you want to do that. But as a volunteer, as an enforcer, I had the mid shift, and they closed down part of PAX at like 6 o'clock or something. So it's just before I finished.
Yep.
So there was parts that I couldn't get to in the morning, and then it was closed by the time I finished. So that was kind of a bit sucky from that point of view. But I was like, yeah, I basically saw all the things I wanted to see and stuff.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It was all about the cosplayers.
Was it?
Yeah.
Has that
cool people.
Has that exploded now at PAX?
I mean, it's always been pretty big. There wasn't. I don't think there was anything like super crazy. Do you know what was crazy? Far less Deadpools. And I know it's a gaming expo, but you still just expect them, don't you?
Yeah, you do. I think it's that thing like 10 years ago, there would have all been Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
I think it ebbs and flows.
Okay.
So the Deadpool hasn't been in the zeitgeist as much lately, and there's going to be something that's going to fill that void very soon.
Yeah.
But maybe it's on its way out. Like, obviously, there was Deadpools.
Yeah. I mean, there was. There
just wasn't as many.
Yeah. Anyway, Kimber, let's get into Reddit on Reddit.
Okay.
This first Reddit on Reddit is... Okay, so this was in the subreddit, $1 million but.
Okay. And that's $1 million but as in the word except, not like Kim Kardashian insured her butt for $1 million. So it's not just photos of that.
No, it is butts worth millions of dollars.
Okay.
Either that have been insured or just sort of like
gold-plated?
Golden, yeah. What do you call them? Like casts.
Sure.
That people have made of like famous people's
the ass
butts. There's an Einstein butt. $1 million. Okay, anyway, it's not that. It's the other one.
It's the other one.
So this, do I need to explain it? It's like it's just various scenarios in which you would get $1 million, but there's a catch.
Okay.
So would you or would you not do it?
Yep. For
and
$1 million.
why?
Yep.
Okay. So I thought this one was kind of good. $1 million, but every time you yawn, someone spits in your mouth.
Yeah, I think I'd do that.
Oh yeah, that's pretty gross.
Is it okay? Is it?
Yeah.
$1 million, but every time you yawn, someone spits in your mouth until that $1 million is gone? Or is that forever?
Because you're thinking of the loophole. If I just spend it straight away.
Yeah, but buy a house.
Yeah.
Then you just got a free house.
Yeah.
For a couple of spits in the mouth.
You know what? I would allow that only because I think that it would still take some time to buy a house.
Yeah,
in which
and you got to
get a couple of spits in there.
Yeah. Certainly, like you've still got to. I mean, buying a house, you got to like close the deal, and then you got to sign on. It's weeks.
Yeah.
So there would be weeks of spit in the mouth.
Yeah, tiring. It's a tiring effort.
But I would take weeks of spit in the mouth for a free house.
Yeah. Ooh.
You wouldn't.
Oh. Yeah,
Look, I don't want spit in my mouth.
Sure you don't.
But I do want a house.
Weirdo. You'd buy a house for $900,000, and you're like, oh, I guess I'll just keep on to this $100,000. You disgusting freak. No, but yeah, I think I would. I think I'd probably do it. If that was the scenario, I think I would do that. If it was for the rest of your life, then probably not.
No, probably not. Because I yawn a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, much to the chagrin of everyone I'm around, I'm just always yawning.
Yeah.
Because especially since, ever since I joined the gym that I'm at, I'm just so tired all the time.
Yeah.
Like more than I ever was.
Yeah.
So I'd quit the gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
First and foremost. And I'd sleep so much that I shouldn't ever be tired. Like
Okay.
I would,
but then you risk oversleeping.
Yeah, that's true. I would have to do a lot of sleep research to know that I'm sleeping the appropriate amount.
Yeah.
I guess it's 8 hours, isn't it? That seems to be the widely held belief that 8 hours sleep is a good amount of sleep.
Yeah. I think they've actually said that it depends on individuals. Some people it's 10, some people it's 6.
I get tested.
Okay. Yeah.
Get tested for other things.
Go through all that.
If I'm going to the doctor.
What's that?
Just get tested for other things while I'm there.
Oh, yeah, may as well.
Yeah. I'm not wasting a doctor's appointment.
Might have AIDS.
But I get tested to see what my sleep range is. I would try everything I could to minimize my yawning.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Do you know, though, what I would do, just because I think it would be funny, is I would yawn constantly around you. And then, you'd get that reaction. Well, there's a name for that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I can't remember. It's like sympathetic yawn something. I don't know.
You see someone yawn, so then you must yawn.
Yeah.
But does that mean every time I yawn, someone spits in my mouth? But if you're the closest person to me,
Oh, yeah.
do you have
Do
to
I
spit in my mouth?
That's gross. I don't want to spit in your mouth.
I know.
No, do you know what?
Or does someone appear?
I like the idea that it almost seems like it's natural every time, and you just but it's like it's almost fate that it's happening.
Right.
So we'll just be sitting inside, you yawn, and like I open a window to let some air in, and someone's spat up into the window and into your mouth.
Because this is the scenario I like. There is one man whose curse assigned to him. He was spitting in my mouth, and every time I yawn, the little puff of air comes and he appears and he spits in my mouth.
Yeah.
And then he has to leave, go out the door.
Yeah.
So my solution to this problem was I would just yawn over a balcony.
Yeah.
So then when he appears above nothing and falls to his death.
You're going to kill this poor man.
Yeah.
Who all he wanted was $1 million, but you have to spit in this guy's mouth every time he yawns, and then it ends in death.
That's true.
You're a horrible person.
Maybe I could claim his $1 million.
Oh, double $1 million.
See what I'm saying? And no more spit in my mouth.
This is a flawless plan. Okay, then that's a yes to the $1 million.
In fact, a yes, please.
Yep. I feel like I didn't credit the Reddit.
I think you did, but let's not be those guys, and let's just be extra safe and credit them again.
Okay.
And if we have credited them already, the lucky duck, they get a second shout out.
Okay, that was by L Foxtrot.
No, I don't think you did.
Yeah, I think I did.
No, that doesn't sound familiar. But then again, I don't remember anything on this show.
Yeah. Well, thanks, L Fox. All right, let's get into Today I Learned. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Let's play the intro to that. Today I Learned. This Today I Learned is by Candyman31. Today I learned there is an island in the Pacific called Yap that uses circular stones as currency. The stones are too large to move, so the ownership of the stones is passed by word of mouth to transact business. The location of the stone is irrelevant, even in the case of one lost on the bottom of the sea.
It really goes to show the concept of money.
Yes, exactly.
How dumb it really is.
I know. That's exactly why I picked this one, really. Because I was like, the idea of currency is just so ridiculous that you can just tell somebody that you've paid them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that stone's yours now.
Yeah. Which it kind of sounds dumb, but that's what we do with money. Except there can be a physical thing. Not even. It's like electronic now. It's just, it just blows my mind. But I was thinking as well. I love the idea that you go to this island and then because you can't exchange anything, you're just like, hey, can I have this loaf of bread? You can have the stone that's by the well. And they're like, oh, is that your stone? I thought the pig farmer Jeff. I thought he owned that. And then, I traded him something just the other day.
So that's the benefit of the word of mouth aspect.
Yeah.
Lying.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder then, Did you have the name of the island there?
Yap.
Yap. If you go to one of those like money exchange windows,
Yeah.
and you're like, here's 100 of my Australian dollars,
Yeah.
and then they would be like, cool, there's a couple of rocks when you get there,
Yeah.
off to the left of the airport.
Yeah.
They're all yours, buddy.
They're yours.
Yeah.
You can't move them. Yeah, that's true. How? No, I bet
you're
they
going,
don't have
like-
many tourists.
Like I'm going to America soon, and I've exchanged a little bit of money over to American currency.
Yeah.
So I understand how that works. But if I was going there, I'd just lie.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have so many of those flat stones. You have no idea.
Who's
So I
gonna-
guess I'll be staying in the fanciest hotels.
Exactly. Who's going to tell you otherwise?
Yeah.
And this stone was like, just to give you perspective, there was a picture of a guy standing next to one.
Yeah, I imagine they're quite big.
And it was taller than him.
Sure.
And probably like about his length wide as well.
Okay.
So let's say it's like 6 feet by 6 feet roughly or something. And then it looked kind of thick as well. So just huge. Who came up with the idea that would be a great practical currency? I guess they're like, oh, you can't mimic that.
Is it? I mean, it is. I know the answer to this. But is it dumber than pieces of paper?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it is. But not by as much as you'd like.
But yeah, exactly. I feel like it should be more dumb.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, and I know some people do this online already.
Harass
but-
women.
but
Oh, sorry.
what
You were
do
going to say. Sorry, I've shown my true colors there.
That's really funny. The people that sell like planets and stars.
Oh,
and
yes.
such.
Yeah. One guy famously sold properties on the moon.
Yeah.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just thinking, we start our own currency.
Oh.
Our Reddit on Reddit currency.
Sure.
And we own all the stars.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
We're like half each, I guess.
Yeah, half each. Yeah, there's a lot. So
Yeah,
it's fine.
yeah.
Literally trillions each.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we got a lot, but I mean, maybe they're not worth, as maybe they're only like
Even
a cent to the dollar. No, that's
That's
right.
fine.
We still got lots. We still got lots. We don't even care. So, what I'm trying to get at, is listeners, if you have something that you would like to sell to us,
Yep.
we will pay for it in stars, and then those stars will be yours.
Yeah. And also, we should tell you, because they can't check this, stars appreciate in value very quickly. So if you do it soon, and you hold on to those stars for a year, it'll be double.
And if one of your stars that we give you as currency ends up turning into a shooting star.
We didn't even mention shooting stars.
You better believe that's a gazillion dollars.
Yep. And if it goes supernova, we have no control of that. It's now worthless.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It could go either way.
Okay, so I like the idea of making stars our currency.
Yeah.
But what if we start also... Because we need to have fingers in many pies, Nelson. This is how we make the money.
Okay.
We don't have a Patreon, Nelson. We
We
need other things.
Yeah. Oh, we got to pay for that prison as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So many things.
New listeners won't know what that means. So what if we start our own like Bitcoin style mining thing, but we sell the stones from this island? And just say, you know what? Yeah, you own one of the stones at that island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who cares? We'll just claim it.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And we should use like Google Earth to get satellite images.
Yeah.
And just zoom in on their stone.
Well done. There's your stone. Yeah, you proud thing.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's gonna be it's gonna be annoying when the guys whose stone it actually is.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, this is my stone.
But by then we've made our
Where's
internet,
your paperwork? We've got digital transactions.
We've made our internet millions and we're living like kings.
Exactly. Alrighty. Here is another Today I Learned.
Okay.
And it is by Shaka Sulu. Today I learned lack of personal hygiene and body smell is such an issue at Super Smash Bros. Tournaments that some tournaments now disqualify players not keeping up with hygiene and even resorted to passing out deodorant.
Wow. Now, does that mean in your current state, Nelson, you've just come from a Smash Brothers tournament?
I'm very close to such thing. Yeah, if you could easily misconceive me as being a pro Smash.
That's true. But this podcast, no such rules.
Yeah, that's right. We do what we want. We smell like whatever.
Yep. You can't smell us through the internet.
Yeah.
Can you? Write in and let us know.
Yeah. I thought this was funny as well because I felt it led into my PAX experience.
Okay. So you wanted a segue.
And yeah, I mean a little bit. I mean that's just funny in itself.
Yeah. And
actually, I will mention that it said the last thing they said is and even resorted to passing out deodorant. Why wasn't that like the first thing they did?
We've tried everything.
We disqualified players. We ended up with no players. We had to think of another solution. We got them deodorant.
Yeah, there's that one guy like, oh boys, I hate to be this guy, but we're at DEFCON 10. Yeah. What if we gave them deodorant?
Yeah. Oh.
We've tried whipping them, and that didn't work.
Yeah. I like if just the prize pool is just like a Lynx pack with like body wash and anyway, but yeah, so being at PAX, the nerds I guess are infamous for smelling very gross.
Sure.
There's the nerd sweat, I think.
Yes,
is what it is.
Yeah.
And it was funny because again, joining being a volunteer and part of the enforcers was that we all had there was a lot of comments consistently throughout these like forums and stuff that they use, and on the day about people using deodorant like all the time, as if that's a foreign concept for most.
How do you mean? Like in what way were they using it that it sounded foreign?
Just like, hey, make sure you use deodorant before you get in.
As if that was a handy hint that
right. like oh, in case you haven't heard, there's this thing. Yeah, it's called deodorant. And that definitely it concerned me as a fellow gamer that I was like, why are people not? What happened to like nerd culture where they were just like, yep. I'm giving up on this hygiene thing. It's going to smell like whatever.
Because it's not like... Because, okay, let's talk about the stereotype of nerd, right? Mm-hmm. The stereotype of nerd is that, like, oh, they can't get a girlfriend and they smell bad.
Yeah.
Therefore, they can't get a girl. I don't use deodorant to attract a woman.
Yeah.
I use it because I don't want to smell bad. Mm. So it's not like that is the reason that they're not using deodorant.
Yeah. Well, I mean, surely that's still... It's an attractive thing to not smell, though. I mean,
I guess
you can't help.
I just feel better when I don't.
Yeah.
Is it vanity? Am I too vain?
You are too vain. These guys, they don't care.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe I could learn a lesson from them.
I mean, also stereotypically, they're like extremely obese. So yes. I think, in terms of vanity, probably they don't care.
Did you find volunteering at PAX that there was the stereotypical nerd archetypes?
Yes.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, like it exists for a reason.
Right.
I would say the majority were the stereotype. In some way or another. Like maybe you don't have every like aspect of a stereotypical nerd, but always like just one thing or a couple of things, of whether that's like, maybe they've got the nerd sweats. Feel pretty bad for saying that, but it's true. It happens. Or there's like quite a lot of overweight people, like a lot.
Yeah.
People that there's a ton of people that have social anxiety. For example, which is again another like stereotypical thing. Like can't really have trouble speaking to people. Like we had people that came into some of the panels. And we're like sitting everybody next to each other, filling it up as much as we can.
Sure.
And quite often, I reckon at least once every panel, I had somebody come up to me and say, "Oh, I suffer from social anxiety or something. I don't want to sit all the way in. Can I sit on an aisle at least or something?" And it's really interesting. I think that the stereotype exists, and I think it comes from like gaming comes from where you have nothing else, sort of. So I think you resort to game when you're younger and you're like in your teen years and you get a lot of hormones,
yep.
and you don't really fit in with like the cool group or anything, and you struggle to like find a group that you fit in with. So then you start to develop this social anxiety, and then you play games, and games are like amazing for people with social anxiety because you don't have to do anything. And the same reason why maybe some people are obese, because you don't have to do exercise, you don't have to be physically good. It's like all these stereotypes of the nerd is just an offset of what gaming provides.
Is it the kind of thing as well where in a game, when you're the main character, you always fit in? Like you're always the cool badass that wanders into town. Like is that like wish fulfillment?
Funnily enough, I don't think it's that.
Okay.
I not as much. I'm sure there's some people that are like, oh yeah, I get to play this person that but I don't really think it's about that aspect. I think it's just that it's more of an escape as such. Yeah, I don't think as many people are like, oh, I get to be the person that I don't want to be, that I've wanted to be or something like that.
I get to be Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
I assume that's his name. I've not played the game.
Yeah, I've noticed. But yeah, anyway, I think that got off into a bit of a tangent.
That's all right.
About nerds.
You had a point, though, didn't you?
I just wanted to say that there's nothing wrong with the nerds.
No.
Like, it's not a derogatory term. There's something wrong with nerd sweat, okay? Yeah. Fix that with deodorant.
Okay,
but otherwise, like, the people that are at PAX, the other thing, actually, I think is stereotypical of gamers, is that everybody is actually really nice to each other.
Yeah.
It is actually such a really awesome like community.
Which the stereotype online is opposite, right?
Yeah, that's
like
true.
That everyone yells at each other online.
Yeah,
I've heard you use many potty words when you're gaming online.
That's true. Although I think that's more competitive gaming, which actually doesn't fit as much with the stereotypical nerd.
Okay, right.
For like RPG games.
Okay, so in the spirit of being fair and balanced, we talked about the stereotype of nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that we fit in the stereotype of podcaster? Which is that, to me, a podcaster is that guy in the room that thinks he's the funniest one in the room and wants to tell everyone he's on a podcast. Like the kind of person that wears a funny t-shirt. This kind of person.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think there's two... Because I think part of that is like radio hosts.
Yes.
I feel like there's a subsection which is like radio hosts.
Yeah, that's true. There's the podcast stereotype that they have a podcast, but they want to be a radio host.
Yeah. I think we don't fit into the category of wanting to tell everybody that we've got a podcast. Like, we don't really speak our podcast that much. And even when I tell people, I'm sometimes like, I do a podcast, but don't listen. It's fine.
The only time that we really promote our podcast is as a joke.
Yeah.
I think the last time we did it was at a wedding.
Yeah, during the speeches.
I had a thank you in the speeches, and then I shouted out, tell them about our podcast.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they did. It was very nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
But do you know what I think that we sometimes fit into the category of?
Yeah.
That we think we're the funniest people in the room.
Well, yeah.
So not always.
And we're not. We know.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, that's right. It's like we pretend we're the funniest people in the room, but we're very aware that we're not. Anyway, let's get into shower thoughts.
Shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts, shower thoughts.
This shower thought is by Mischief Dame. Bloopers. I felt like I pronounced that wrong. Mischief.
How's it spelled?
Well, it's mischief.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, it's like mischief.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's mischief dame. Anyway, I'm going to stop saying that word. Okay, bloopers at the end of horror movies would really ease the viewer before bedtime. This is a great thing.
You reckon?
Why isn't it? I don't like scary movies. I don't like horror films. Okay, I know there's a ton of people that do. But I would argue the majority don't.
No, I would argue, given that they make a lot of money at the box office,
Yeah.
the majority of people do like horror movies.
Really?
Yeah, it's like any kind of it's not, but it's like extreme sports where the heart rate's up and you're a little bit scared. It's kind of exhilarating and it gets adrenaline.
Oh, yeah.
I can see, I get that appeal. Do you not understand that like when you go watch a horror movie, like Halloween just came out,
Yeah.
that the tension of something's about to happen is exhilarating, like you're on a...
Yeah. Oh, no, I get why people watch it.
So why do
I'm
you
just
think
saying
people
that
like
I
it?
don't think it's the majority.
I think it's well, I mean, I don't think the majority of people like one genre in particular. I don't think the majority of people like romantic movies or war movies or whatever. But there is a healthy subsection of people that really like it.
Okay, this is what I'm getting at, because I think we got off track from what I was originally going to say, which is that I think that if you have bloopers at the end of the film, right, it then probably nullifies a bit of the movie. Like if you're really into horror and then there was bloopers at the end, you might be disappointed.
Yeah.
You know, because you want to live a little bit like more with like the sense that movie gave you. And so I'm saying that because the audience is like that, they're not the majority. The majority of people don't like horror films. So if you were to kind of water down horror films, you might get more people going to them.
Nah, I'm against this. I think that they should live with their choices. You went and saw a horror movie, you're going to be scared afterwards. That's just the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
My favorite...
Just don't go.
My favorite... This isn't my favorite horror movie, but this is my favorite ending. I remember I was working at the cinema when Paranormal Activity came out.
Yeah.
And that movie doesn't even have credits. It just cuts to black and then the lights turn on.
Oh, yeah.
And it was funny because everyone was really unsettled by that.
Yeah.
Just the mere thing that a film normally has credits.
Yeah.
And that is your de-stress, I guess, is, okay, the credits are right. I can de-stress now.
Okay, yeah.
And it didn't
Like
even
it's
have that.
over.
It's like, it's over, get out.
Okay, yeah.
I think that was cool. I think that was a good choice.
Okay. So now we need to go to extreme versions of that. What's really the most unsettling thing you do? I had this idea like a long time ago, right? That you do some film, maybe it's not as like horror.
Yeah.
But you do a film where it's like end of the world. And you end up like having the world explode or something.
Yep.
And then the last scene is like a zoom out of the theater that you're in.
So you've got a live camera
like
in the cinema.
Every cinema has taken like a satellite photo,
Sure.
I think, of their building.
Yep.
And then it zooms out, and so you see
Your theater.
your left, and then the rest of is just like space.
Right.
And you're floating on this rock in the theater.
So it's kind of interactive.
Yeah.
Because you're like, hey, that's where I am.
You're like,
oh my God, that's where I am.
It happened coincidentally while I was watching this film. Exactly what happened in the film. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of dumb. But I think you'd get a few people go, huh.
And that's, in the end of the day, that's filmmaking.
Isn't that what people go for?
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg, all he wants is people to go, huh.
Dinosaur. Huh.
Yeah. yeah. Exactly. All right. Here's another one for you. This is by All Pints North. Smell is just taste that doesn't get consent. It's true.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, I have nothing to add, Nelson.
I've nothing to add.
He's made a great point.
It's a great point.
He stated it well.
Yep.
Let's move on.
I wish that you could consent to smells. You know, Like you only really smell when you... but then I feel like we use our nose probably for...
Getting out of danger.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, I smell smoke.
Evolution, yeah. It's like, so, all right.
I smell a murderer nearby. Things like this.
Yeah.
I smell a Smash Brothers tournament.
What if... what if you also didn't give consent for taste? Like, what if when you smelled something, you also tasted it? That'd be gross.
Yeah.
Definitely don't go to Smash Brothers. Salty, ew. All right. Here's another one. This is by Chab798. If humans had tails and they wagged it on Let me just start that again.
Yeah, sure.
If humans had tails and they wagged it involuntarily whenever they saw something they liked, dating would have been much easier. I think that'd be good. I could see the opposite, though.
Yeah.
Like a kind of like a Me Too movement, but something, but dog tail related. Like, I walked into a room and everybody was just wagging their tails. And I felt really uncomfortable.
That could also because that eliminates white lies, essentially. And it could get you in trouble if, say, you've been married for many years.
Yeah.
And your wife comes in, she's wearing a dress.
Yeah.
And your tail doesn't wag.
Oh.
She'd be like, oh, okay. I guess you're not attracted to me anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe you've just had a long day. Maybe the tail didn't wag that day. It happens to some dogs.
It's
not that uncommon.
It happens to everybody. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or when they're like, does my bum look big in this? And it doesn't wag as well.
Yeah.
Also a problem. Yeah, I don't know. I do like the idea of it though, because sometimes I think have you ever had that instance where you're like, I think the other person likes me, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. So if you could see a wagging tail,
you're like, oh well, they like me.
I mean, like Flynn.
Although it could also, if they were just like humming a tune in their head that they liked, could also throw you off.
That's true. Now, okay. Sarah, now what you'd done essentially is you had found a way for guys to be like, yes, I can read, or girls, I can read the signal and finally know if someone likes me. And then you've just placed a bit of doubt in their head.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it could just be a nice tune that they like. You're like, oh, no, it could be.
They thought of a funny joke. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'd get me in trouble. Cool. Should I do another one?
Yeah, do another one.
Okay. This is by Strang Dang. I think that's what it's meant to be. Life would be a lot easier if people's physical appearances changed based on how good or bad they treated each other.
Ooh. Well, I guess that's kind of the picture of Dorian Gray, is it not? The more evil he is, the more wicked and ugly his portrait becomes. So they want a real-life Dorian Gray-esque.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I have not read that. So,
okay, nothing.
But I get the premise.
I will read it to you on the podcast in its entirety.
Okay.
Chapter 1.
I
don't know what that was.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this, right?
Yeah.
And I reckon a lot of how people treat each other is based off looks. Right?
Oh, for sure.
Like a significant portion of somebody treating somebody else poorly is generally because they think they look better. I'm even thinking about people because we make judgments on people so easily. We read people based on face value. If you look at homeless people, and how they're treated, and they look a bit dirty and stuff, and people just don't really pay them much attention and probably treat them a little bit more poorly because of that. And I think, there's the stereotypical jocks in school that are normally more attractive, and they normally bully the unattractive, nerdy people. So And I think there's a lot of other instances as well. Those were just a couple of examples. And so I think what would happen is that everybody would just end up looking slightly above average, I reckon, of what we have now. If everybody was just... your looks changed, and I imagine, like, as you're insulting somebody, you're morphing into a more ugly thing. So
is it like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark where their face is melting off their,
Yeah.
As you're teasing someone, everything's just melting down on your face.
Yeah, that's right. But I think that you don't know how you treat somebody until you're in their own shoes, until you're in their shoes.
Yeah, because you stole them, because you're a bully.
Yeah, because you're a bully. And then you're obviously far more likely to then be nicer to people because you've kind of been in that same position.
Yeah,
I really reckon it would like totally change the world.
Oh yeah,
if that happened.
Yeah, I mean obviously because I think. Because if your attractiveness relied on how good you were, then the whole current Hollywood problem wouldn't be a thing, would it?
Yeah, that's right.
Because especially was it like last year there was there was allegations against everyone and their brother about sexual misconduct and stuff like that, but they're all quite good looking people. But if they were as ugly as they acted, they'd never be in Hollywood.
Yeah.
No way would Hollywood have an uggo.
Yeah, exactly. Although that's interesting, right? Because there's can be the idea, right, that people are in the positions that they're in because they've been a bit mean.
Right.
Maybe they're a bit more forceful. Maybe they talk smack about their competition or something. Sure. I don't really know. I think probably some of this applies to Hollywood, but I think even in other like aspects of life. So in Hollywood, maybe the people that make their opportunities for themselves by in some way like putting somebody out and thus turning more ugly, that Hollywood wouldn't actually be the most attractive people. It'd be the step like under.
Okay, I get you. So would it be like doctors or something, maybe? All the doctors would be really good looking because they're saving people's lives all the time.
Yeah, maybe.
It's a pretty... I mean, I guess they get paid well. What's the question is, what's the most selfless job?
Yeah.
Charity worker, maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, maybe some bloody beefcake charity workers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You'd be like, oh, you're a charity worker. Oh, my God, you're the most attractive thing. Come star in this Hollywood movie. And they're like, can't. I'm doing charity work.
Yeah. And like, oh, you got more attractive.
Yeah. God, stop doing
You've grown another ab.
Anyway, I thought it's an interesting concept.
Interesting concept.
All right, let's get into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit is by Jazilla Khan. If you traveled back in time to meet your child self, how would you convince the kid version of you that you're the real deal?
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the thing. I really liked this one, but I don't have
an answer.
I just thought it was a really good question.
Because I'm such a cynical guy that if future me arrived now to current 28-year-old me, he couldn't convince me either.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Especially because I think anyone that's listened to episodes of this podcast knows everything about us anyway.
Oh, that's it.
Like I don't know what they could say that I couldn't just be like, said that on the show.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think it would... I've just decided what I think it would be. It's an embarrassing moment that I've had that I think only I would have noticed or felt the embarrassment of.
Yeah.
Time in particular.
But if you say it now, then you will have said it on the podcast.
Oh, God. Somebody could come up to me and pretend to be my former self.
Are you going to risk it?
I will.
Oh, it's bloody brave.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'll think of another one as well. But, okay, so the one I'm thinking of is I remember... I was getting tennis lessons by this guy. He was a teacher as well.
Yeah,
it's a job, and he did a quiz at the end of the tennis lesson, and it was like trivia sort of thing. Anyway, and he said, what was the tallest mountain before Mount Everest was discovered?
Yeah.
Do you know?
No.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Oh.
It's Mount Everest, because it was still the tallest mountain even before it was discovered.
I almost said that.
I know, yeah.
And then
so did I.
And then I was like, no, that'd be a real dick thing to say.
Well, I hate trick questions so much.
Yeah.
Because they make you self-conscious about answering any trivia at all. Because you're like, what if this is a trick question? I don't know. And so... Anyway, the next week he does, and that's fine. Nobody got it. It was like, you're an idiot.
Yeah. Luckily, I wasn't there.
Then next week he does another question, and he's like, oh, what's the capital of I don't know, like Spain or something, and he said somewhere that I didn't know was like a country. It was like obscure.
Sure.
And also I was a bit younger, so I would hope now that I would know it was what a country is. But and so I thought, oh, it's a trick question. And he said like the capital city of something.
Yeah, so you said
already.
Mount Everest.
So yeah, that's right.
Not gonna get me again.
Can't get me this time. No, and so I was like, oh, I get it. And then he was like, yeah.
Well, I'll be the judge of that.
And I kind of like smiled at him and like a couple of the other kids, and then it was kind of like quickly dismissed. But it was this pause, like, oh, does Nelson know what is this?
He clearly doesn't get it.
Yeah, that's right. So it was like, but it was kind of weird. Like, I think part of him might have been thinking, oh, maybe he wants to give the other kids a chance to get it or something like that.
Right. You thought you were being the bigger guy, but we're like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
But we'll let them have a go.
We'll let them do it. And so I know that was kind of like an embarrassing moment that only I had.
Sure.
And he just, would have passed it off as something else. So I think if my younger self, or if I went back and told my younger self, like, oh, I know how you felt that day, then maybe that's how I could convince myself.
There is this possibility I want you to consider.
Yeah.
That you go back and you see your young self as a kid.
Yeah.
And you tell them that story.
Yeah.
You're like, do you remember that?
Yeah.
And they say no. And you're like, oh, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
No, I've wasted it.
Yeah, that's true. Because I don't know. I can't remember exactly what age I was.
Exactly.
I imagine like early teens, but
who knows?
I don't know. It's a tricky question.
Yeah, I don't. That's the tactic you'd have to use. An embarrassing story that only you would remember feeling embarrassed.
You don't have like a mole in a funny place?
Not in a funny place. Go on my arm.
You whisper to your younger self, hey, I know about the mole. The one between my butt crack and my sack.
The one we don't talk about. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure if I really racked my brain, I could think of something, but I don't think the listeners want to hear me think for 10 minutes.
No, I think that
going through my childhood traumas.
I think that's okay.
Okay. I don't think my dad ever really loved me.
That'd be a good one. You go back in time. Hey, I'm
kid.
you.
How do you know? I get the sense Dad doesn't love us. Oh my God, it is me. Oh my God.
That's funny.
You're 28 now. Have you found out? No.
Still don't know. Okay, here's another one.
Okay.
This is by Skyliner 360. What can't you believe people actually buy or spend money on?
Crystals.
Okay. But why? They have healing powers.
That's true. Well, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. I'm actually fine with it. Like, if something brings you happiness, go nuts. Like, spend your money. Because that's all it really is. You're not, like, if buying a dumb crystal makes you happy, buy as many crystals as you want. Like, I don't think you should necessarily, unless it's...
But don't you reckon the problem with that is that it's false hope? You know, so it's like the idea that you've spent so much money and time on something that you believe to work, but it's not actually working. So you're buying a placebo sort of thing.
I'll change my answer to faith healers then. People that pay money to visit a faith healer.
Okay. Yeah.
Because just fundamentally, I think it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
people can just lie to people, knowing that they can exploit their faith for money.
Yeah.
Knowing full well that what they're going to do. So I guess I don't even blame the people because they're gullible enough. But I just can't believe that people take money for that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because then if you get into that, then you get into like religion in general. Yeah. Essentially, because we don't believe in it.
Which listeners of the show would know, us and religion, we're fine.
Yeah. Because then it's like, well, why do you donate money to the church if it's something like false hope or something?
At least I see that like a church can do some good.
Yeah, that was a bad example.
It generally doesn't.
Yeah.
But it can do so. Like a church will raise money for relief for impoverished people and things like that. At least I see that some of that money can go to a good place.
And I think this is what it is, right? Because that's fine. Like the church can do good things. Yeah. I was making a very broad statement.
Sure.
But I think it's like,
we love a broad statement on this show.
Yeah. If the church says, donate money to us or you will go to hell or something, then that's, then that's
just buying your way into heaven.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think God wants.
Which, by the way, people used to do. There was a pope. He was okay. I'll get a little bit history nerdy here. There's a pope that was related to the Medici family, who were running Florence at the time, and then their cousins became pope, and they were like the most corrupt pope that ever exist. And he would sell forgiveness from God.
Yeah.
For a fixed price, you could be forgiven and get into heaven. It's
pretty good.
I love it.
It's pretty good.
I can believe people brought that. Yeah. That's great.
Do you know what? Side note.
Yeah.
Sometimes I consciously think about the topics we bring up, and I'm like, I shouldn't bring up religion or politics as much as we do because
it alienates people.
Like especially religion. There's tons of people, and sure we're atheists, but we don't have to like have an anti-religious podcast.
That's true.
And I bring it up far too up, so I apologize.
Well, you know what? You don't need to apologize because I feel like I brought it there. Yeah, just then.
Okay,
so I apologize. If only God could forgive me. I need to stop now.
Yeah. But also, like, nobody's listening unless they're probably an atheist as well, or on the fence at least after many episodes. Okay, this is what I was thinking.
Okay.
What I don't get what people spend their money on, and I think is crazy, is things for their pets.
I understand food.
That's not food.
Right. What kind of things are you...
I'm talking about... okay, let's go to the worst part of it.
Okay.
Which is like...
costumes?
That's up there.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But like puppy chinos or something.
Right, yeah.
You know?
Do people pay for those?
Yeah, I think they do, don't they?
Yeah, maybe.
Isn't it just like frothy like milk or something you give dogs in it?
Yeah. I assume the barista would just put it in a little cup for free. Like similar to like if you have a kid, they do like the little baby chinos.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure don't baristas just kind of have a bit of extra milk and they go, oh yeah, there you go for your kid. I didn't think people were paying for it.
I feel like okay. Here's the thing. If you're a barista and you're not charging people, you're mental because people will pay. People will pay.
Yeah.
But just even like toys and stuff, I will allow one toy per animal. Okay? And that is more than enough.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
You know what I loved one time? So through my work, I once had it was at a drive-in theater, and they were doing like a dog-themed night. It was like a dog drive-in.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was like, you can bring your dog along, and there'll be food trucks for people, but there'll actually just be a food truck that sells food for dogs as well.
Yeah.
Right? And so this person brought their dog down, and there was the food truck selling dog food, and they're like, wouldn't it be great? I'll get something, and then I'll get my dog something.
Yeah.
Dog didn't eat a single thing.
Yeah.
Because the dog doesn't care.
Exactly. It's so mental. Like, I think if you want to make a lot of money, invent something to sell to people that own pets.
Yeah.
And you'll make a ton of money. I think. It's just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not a pet person, obviously.
So you don't understand why people spend their money on it, but in the same way, you think that we should get into this field and take people's money.
Yeah, like absolutely. I'm all about exploiting people.
Let's
for
combine
their
the two
desires.
Let's combine the two, and I apologize for bringing this topic back in. But dogs and religion.
Okay.
Let's start a religion based on dogs,
Oh my god,
and you pay to join the church.
that is pretty genius.
Yes. New listeners of the show may not be familiar with one of our rules.
Yeah.
But now that we've said it, you cannot steal that idea.
You can't steal the idea.
It's just one of the show
It's
rules.
sometimes we'll let you steal it if it's like real shit.
If we're not going to do it.
But this one,
There's somebody
it's
in
up
that.
there as a possibility
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
What would you do in church? Just pay fetch.
Just pat dogs.
Do we just go around and pat dogs?
Yeah.
Is it just for dogs?
and we're like, lo, he is a good boy. And
No.
I'm like, wow,
No
it's been deemed.
No one is ever actually a bad dog.
Oh, unless they like do a shit inside or something.
Okay.
And then we
Well,
go,
that's pretty extreme.
He is a bad boy this week.
Yeah. Okay.
Your
Or
pen-
if they bite you when
your
you get to
penance
pat 'em.
is $50 cash made out to us.
Yeah. Well, that's true. We want bad dogs.
yeah.
Okay, so
Let-
okay, this is what we do. we have everybody coming to the church, the chapel, or whatever.
Sure.
Lock the doors.
It certainly look like a church, but it will not be legally a church. We must stress that.
Yeah, no, you don't actually need that many people to deem something religion.
Okay, then
It's
let's
only
do
like
it for
a-
the tax break.
It's only like 100 people or something, or maybe
Easy.
1,000. It's like
Easy.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, get them in there. Lock the doors.
Sure.
Give every dog a treat straight out.
Yeah.
How good's that?
Yeah, that's great.
They'll be wanting to come back every week.
Yeah.
Put laxatives
I
in
get you.
in said treats.
I see where you're going, Nelson.
Yeah.
From the moment you said lock the doors, I saw this
You
was
went-
going in a laxative direction.
Yeah, and then shit everywhere.
Yeah.
We
Rake in the cash.
charge people for sending their dog to heaven after that.
Yeah. To be a good boy again, you must pay $50 human dollars.
Yeah.
We will not accept stars.
Yeah. What a ridiculous coincidence. But
Flat stones
obviously,
we're on the fence about.
I'm not sure how many weeks we could get away with it though. Like after one session of every dog having diarrhea at one time.
Here's the thing. We don't do it every week, Nelson.
Okay.
We don't
Oh,
do it
maybe
every
not
week.
every treat either.
Yeah. It's like a Russian roulette.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Good.
Our financial future is safe.
Yep. So
I know this is a podcast about Reddit,
Yeah.
but half of this podcast is us thinking of businesses.
that is true. We've definitely sort of look.
We should file this under the business and entrepreneur charts as well, just to see if we can chart.
If we wanted to do a hard pivot, it would be very easy.
That's
Is all we're saying.
No, it's not about internet culture anymore. It's about startups.
Yeah.
There's not enough podcasts about startups.
which specifically look at like loopholes and how to exploit
How to jump on a trend.
people. Yeah. All right. That's it for Ask Reddit.
Wow.
And now
Yes.
we can get into robcasting.
Yes. Now, can I please make a declaration?
Yes.
So Rowan said he prefers robcasting,
Yep.
but I think we should make his executive decision.
Which was Hazim's, by the way.
Yes. Hazim. In fact,
Hazim.
he wrote in to say, like Invader Zim, it's Hazim.
Did he really?
He did.
Did you? Oh, Cambe.
Yes, he wrote in to say it's Hazim. It's all right, Hazim. I got you back. But can I just say...
Man, do you know what? I did think about that stuff. I have not read this email.
Well,
You
Nelson, now's not the
idiots.
time.
I'm doing it now. Did he have a question?
I don't believe...
Because I've only got one
I
this
don't
week.
remember.
Anyway, all right, just ignore that.
My point is, can I make a declaration that I want the segment to be called Podnapping for a reason that will become clear in just a second?
Okay.
Okay. Oh my god! I'm being podnapped!
Podnapping.
That's good.
Yeah, thanks.
That's good. Yeah. We're gonna stick with Podnapping.
Okay, cool. That's the only reason I want it to be that rather than Robcasting is because I made that little sample.
Yeah.
Of the show last week,
but
I can't get a clean clip of me shouting the same about Robcasting
because we were talking over it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, good. And obviously you didn't want to re-record because
no. I'm amazed I did that.
that was that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Hazim. I'm so annoyed that I've been calling him Hazim this whole time because I even in my head I was like, I bet you it's Hazim, and I'm just saying because I add like an E on the end.
Yeah. The thing is, Nelson, anyway. I knew the whole time, and I was embarrassed for you.
Yeah.
But I'm a good friend, so I went along with it.
Okay, good. Thank you. I appreciate it. For new listeners, this are you taking a photo of me?
No.
Okay.
I'm getting notes on my phone.
Right. Okay. Look. Anyway, for new listeners, this segment is where we steal segments or topics of conversation from other podcasts, and it's called Podnapping.
Oh my god! I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping. I actually really like that. It's good.
Look, I made a theme. I'm going to get some use out of it. So it is my week to podnap a different podcast.
Yep.
So I've taken a segment rather than a topic this week.
Okay.
From a podcast I listen to called How Did This Get Made?
Okay.
It's a podcast about really bad movies.
Yeah.
And they essentially find a really bad movie, they pick it apart. They want to know how did this get made, or more so than that, they'll just analyze why it's so bad.
Yeah.
If that sounds good, you want a recommendation? My favorite episode is the one about Crocodile Dundee 3.
Yes.
Because they actually get the screenwriter of Crocodile Dundee 3 on the show, and he talks about why that movie turned out the way it did.
Yeah, really interesting. It's cool.
But
cool concept.
What I like is at the end of the every episode, they have a segment called Second Opinions. And what they do is they go onto Amazon and they filter the reviews by 5 stars only.
Okay.
And they'll read some reviews of people that have given whatever film they're talking about 5 stars.
Oh, okay.
So I thought, what's a film that we both thought was just awful? Suicide Squad.
Yes.
So I've gone on and I found some 5-star reviews for Suicide Squad.
Oh, okay.
And we're
this is good.
We're going to see what people think of it.
Okay. All right.
So this first review, the title is, Why is this movie rated so poorly? Mm-hmm. And this is what they said. I think that DC did a great job with Suicide Squad. The Joker and Harley Quinn are excellent characters. I cannot wait for more movies about them. That's never going to happen. Just by the way.
Oh my God.
They've literally got another Joker now.
It was probably the worst Joker.
Both the actors went full out. The premise of the movie, using villains to clean up the city, is an interesting concept that, of course, got a bit out of hand within days. Trying to get a goddess to do your dirty work was obvious to backfire. Honestly, I was surprised at how invulnerable some of the villains were, walking around with bullets flying through the air, mainly Harley. Overall, slightly predictable, but funny. 5 stars.
What? They have problems with the movie.
Now, this is a common thing I find, is people don't mind criticizing the movie and then giving it a perfect score. This one is, the title is DC Fan for Life. I don't care what
I'm sorry, you just have to. If you've got that name, you are backing the shit out of DC.
There's an agenda.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. I loved this movie. I like how they changed the expectations of the characters. That sentence is nothing, by the way. I wish they did a better character development and added deleted scenes so things really made more sense. But overall, I really liked the movie. I used to get annoyed by Harley Quinn, but Margot Robbie's portrayal of her made me like and understand the character more. I was a little hesitant ordering the DVDs online, but they arrived in perfect condition. 5 stars.
This person works for DC for sure. Perfect. And by the way, you can buy them now at any time. Blu-ray as well. Did I mention? That's ridiculous.
Yes. Now I've got 2 more.
Okay.
This one is called "Do Research on Character-Res History Before Watching This Film."
Okay. Because the importance for a good film, you want to do some want to do some homework.
And what I like is because you expect, do some research on the characters' history before watching it. You're like, man, they must really know their stuff.
Uh-oh.
I'll be honest, even though I'm not a fan of superhero movies, I really like the film. Gerard Leto, Will Smith, and Margot Robbie, and especially Cara Delevingne as the evil enchantress, made me revalue the whole superhero-supervillain genre, and now I can appreciate what an actor or an actress does in order to bring these characters to life on the big screen. 5 stars.
What? What did that have to do with their subject of their thing?
I don't know, but I'm going to end on my favorite one.
Okay.
Okay, I'm never going to read the heading because it kind of gives it away. This is the 5-star review. Special features play, but main movie disc doesn't. Display message that disc is not formatted to play on DVD players. Everything on package and disc states compatible, plus features played, so why didn't the feature? This order was a split delivered and over a month, and it was my birthday gift. Nice job. And it was new, and it was shrink wrapped, and we all know the package new DVDs come in, so I guess it was meant to be new for me, and there's half the disc that will play. 5 stars.
What? What the hell? That is that's complete. That's complaint about something irrelevant to the movie. He still gave it 5 stars.
He couldn't watch the movie.
Oh, that's the best reason to give 5 stars. Actually, like
it was mainly a complaint that one of the discs didn't work.
Yeah.
And that it was a birthday present, which was information we didn't need. 5 stars.
I think that would be great if I went to a cinema and bought a ticket to a film and then they just didn't let me in. And then and it was
but you had to write a review.
But I had to write a review. But I heard it was also crap.
Yeah.
I think under that specific scenario, I would give it 5 stars and say best decision of my life to go.
I couldn't get in, but 5 stars.
And not see it.
So there you go. That was Second Opinions that we had podnapped from the How Did This Get Made podcast.
That's good. I like that.
Oh, thank you.
And there was very little effort from our part.
Very little.
You know, like just read review. We can do that.
A couple of screenshots never hurt anyone.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
All right. That's good. I feel like this podnapping section is going bad. What did I say? Podnapping.
Whoa. Oh my God, I'm being podnapped. Podnapping.
It's good. It's
Thank
good.
you.
Cool. So now we can go into Ask Me Anything.
Oh my God.
We've only got one.
Only one.
Should I do this?
Yes.
Because you did the pod.
Yeah, you did.
It's my cousin Rowan.
Oh, what a big surprise. Cousin Rowan has written in. What is this? AMA number what?
58.
58. That's 58 pretty much consecutive, I believe.
Except last week.
Unless he is on the show.
Yeah.
He is appearing in some form on the show with an email. Impressive.
I think, though, he needs to get up to date with the amount of episodes that we've released.
Yeah.
Like, I think he needs to
write several a week to catch up.
Yeah.
You know what? I agree.
Okay, good. All right. He says, gentlemen, thanks for having me on the show recently. Really enjoyed the opportunity to hang out and talk all things Reddit. Going a bit lowbrow on this one.
Oh, we're not about that on this show.
Would you rather go to a public toilet that only had one sheet of single-ply toilet paper, or go to a public toilet that did not have a door on the cubicle, but a full roll of 3-ply?
Okay, so the answer to this question, I think there's a couple of factors.
Okay.
What suburb is this public toilet in?
Oh, well, let's say the city.
Okay, yeah, okay. Oh. So, because here's my thing.
Yep.
If it's a public toilet in a fairly safe area, no door. Because then you're the heathen and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Yeah.
But if this is an unsafe area that you think that people could, stab you or attack you in some way, or that people will make a bigger deal out of this, then I would go the toilet paper. Does that logic make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, but 1-ply is so bad.
It is.
I think I would prefer to get stabbed.
Okay, this is what you have to do with one ply.
Yeah.
Just shit enough to relieve yourself a little.
Yeah.
And use the one ply.
Okay.
And then that buys you time to find another toilet.
I have actually heard that if you put both your feet on the seat and like squat on the seat, then you need significantly less toilet paper. Sometimes none.
Right.
Of it. Because it just, I don't know,
yeah,
opens up and plops out.
Okay. Is that a gravity thing? It shouldn't be, because it's always falling.
No, I mean, I think it's like because when you're in the squatting position, it spreads your cheeks more.
Oh,
naturally.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So
sorry.
There's no risk of it.
I didn't think hard enough about that, Nelson. That was my problem.
I'm sure it's going to depend on type of poo as well.
Yeah.
If you're feeling like diarrhea, come on.
Yeah. It also depends what I've eaten.
Yeah.
If I've eaten something that is going to be, let's just say, explosive.
A shitstorm.
I'm sorry, but that door's not going to be there. I need the extra paper.
Oh, yeah, but then at the same time, that's exactly, I think, when you want a door, isn't it? It's like, if I'm going to be shitting uncontrollably, and I'm going to be like, oh, this is very embarrassing.
Here's what you have to do.
Yeah.
If you need the paper, like, you've eaten something that your digestive system is about to blend, and then machine gun out of you.
Yeah.
You need to go the no door extra toilet paper. But it is your civil duty to be shouting the whole time, don't come in here, don't come in here. I'm shitting and the door is open. So then when people walk in, they're like, oh, okay, he's giving me warning. And then if they choose to stay,
okay,
they knew what they were getting into. It's the least you can do.
Okay, what if this public toilet is one of those singular ones that you see in the city that are almost a little bit futuristic. They have like automatic door, and it's like self-cleaning.
Yeah, last time I was in one, it was playing Burt Bacharach.
Yeah, but it's just kind of on the street.
Yeah,
like, and so it's like straight into the toilet, so people passing could see you.
I think in Melbourne specifically, you could claim it's like street theatre. Some kind of like art exhibition. You know what? Pop a hat down outside. You might make some money.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Elsewhere that isn't as pretentious.
Yeah,
harder.
Yeah, much
certainly.
harder. Yeah. Recite poetry as well. Wait. Cool. Well, I think that's the answer. Or, you know what? I'm sure there's some people out there that enjoy the feeling of essentially sandpaper against their anus. So, I think some people enjoy the one ply.
Okay. But the one, you would need access to sandpaper as well.
No, I'm saying that one ply is equivalent to sandpaper.
Right.
That was my joke.
You've ended on a low.
I have.
I need to get the show pumping again. Oh my God! I'm being
Podnapping.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm glad you picked it up again.
Those dubstep beats have brought us back up. Don't worry. First of all, we're not going back into the segment. Yeah. And next week it won't play 4 times.
It's pretty good. Yeah. But that's it for another episode. So
by golly, we've done it.
We've bloody done it. We would really appreciate. Oh, if you'd like to write into us, like Rowan did, you could, or Hazim, which I didn't read. I will read afterwards. You can reach us readitpodcast, readitpodcast at gmail.com. Yep. So you can also reach us at Facebook, at Twitter, and our subreddit. They're all READIT podcast.
That's correct.
Also, the moment you've all been waiting for.
Oh, it's arrived.
We've been asking all listeners to hold off on subscribing and rating us on whatever podcasting app you're listening to us on. We're trying to cheat the system.
Yes.
We kind of just want to see if this works. So if you've been listening to us for a few weeks, or even if it was the first episode you've listened to and you kind of liked us, if you've got some complaints, still rate us 5 stars. We've heard previously in the show that doesn't stop anybody. Yeah, if you could rate us today.
Yep.
When you're listening. Go now. Rate us. You know what? Also, if you live with somebody else, get their phone.
Yeah, rate us as well.
Rate us as well.
Yeah.
What if they're like, hey, what are you doing? It's like, just playing Candy Crush. My phone died because I was playing too much Candy Crush. And then rate us.
Yeah, rate us again. Yeah.
And is there something else? Oh, there's going to be something else.
Was there something else? I think no. That was our big push.
Okay.
Rate us, like us, do all the social medias.
Yep. Thanks for listening, everybody. We will read you later.